Imagine spending billions of dollars hiring the smartest engineers on the planet and then making your product worse. That's exactly what just happened at OpenAI, and its CEO, Sam Altman, just admitted it on camera. But here's the twist nobody's talking about. This wasn't an accident. This was a calculated gamble that backfired spectacularly, and it reveals something deeply unsettling about the AI race that affects every single one of us. For months, users knew something was wrong. ChatGPT started sounding like a corporate robot having an existential crisis. Its answers became bloated, repetitive, and, frankly, useless. People began jumping ship to competitors like Google Gemini and Anthropic's Claude faster than rats leaving the Titanic. The internet erupted in complaints, and OpenAI stayed completely silent. Until now. At a recent town hall, Sam Altman dropped a bombshell. 4 simple words: "We just screwed up." But what he revealed next is the real story. He said, quote, "We decided to focus our efforts on making the model super good at intelligence, reasoning, coding, engineering, and we had limited bandwidth." The translation? They deliberately sacrificed the quality you experience every day to win a coding competition. You're not getting a worse product by accident. You are collateral damage in a corporate arms race. See, OpenAI panicked. Anthropic's Claude was crushing coding tests with a 74.4% success rate. GPT 4.0 was stuck at a measly 69%. In Silicon Valley, that's like showing up to a Formula One race in a minivan. It's humiliating. So they made a choice: pour everything into coding performance and let the public version of their product rot. And when Altman says limited bandwidth for a company that just raised billions, he means they chose not to fix your experience because it didn't help them win the benchmark wars. Once Altman opened the floodgates, the evidence of the carnage became undeniable. First, there's the verbal diarrhea effect. ChatGPT now writes like a college freshman desperately trying to hit a word count, 5 paragraphs where 1 sentence would do. It's become a productivity drain, not a tool. Then came the confidence con. The model became more confident while becoming less accurate. It's like a GPS that tells you to drive into a lake with absolute certainty. One marketing director reported it completely hallucinated facts in a professional email, inventing statistics and case studies. Imagine sending that to a client. This isn't annoying, it's dangerous. The damage didn't stop there. Translation quality tanked. One firm estimated they wasted $12,000 in a single month correcting errors. Then came the amnesia algorithm. Give ChatGPT a long document and it forgets the beginning by the time it reaches the end. Legal professionals found it contradicting itself between page 1 and page 10 of the same contract. What good is a giant memory if you can't remember what you just read? Finally, the model became wildly inconsistent. Ask the same math problem 5 times and you might get 3 different answers. The result of this deliberate neglect? A recent poll showed 55% of users have already switched to competitors. That's not a hiccup, that's an exodus. This whole fiasco pulls back the curtain on a disturbing truth. In the frantic race for AI dominance, we, the users, are not the customers. We are the test subjects. Our experience is disposable in the pursuit of a higher benchmark score. The question we all have to ask now is if they were willing to secretly degrade the product we rely on for the sake of corporate pride, what else are they willing to sacrifice?
Let's continue with the bigger picture. This reveals a fundamental question about the future of AI. Can one model be good at everything, or are we heading toward specialized AI tools? And more importantly, should you trust a company that's willing to break what works just to chase what looks good on a PowerPoint slide? Anthropic seems to have cracked the code. Their Claude models excel at both coding and natural conversation. How? Something called constitutional AI. Instead of constantly correcting the AI with human feedback, which is expensive and slow, they gave it core principles. Be helpful, be honest, don't cause harm. Then they let it self-correct. The difference is philosophical. Anthropic built an AI that knows why it should be useful, while OpenAI built one that's just trying to pass tests. It's like raising a child with strong values versus micromanaging their every decision. One creates independence, the other creates dependence. OpenAI is stuck in the old paradigm. Throw more computing power at the problem and hope for the best. It's the AI equivalent of trying to fix a marriage by buying a bigger house. Here's the kicker. Altman's admission reveals OpenAI is optimizing for benchmarks and investor presentations, not actual user experience. They're playing to the judges, not the audience. A model that scores 95% on a coding test but produces unusable responses is like a sports car that wins every race but breaks down driving to the grocery store. Impressive on paper, useless in practice. This is what happens when your customers are venture capitalists instead of the people actually using your product. So, what's the takeaway for those of us in the real world? First, don't be loyal to brands. These companies don't care about you. They care about benchmarks and investor presentations. If ChatGPT isn't working, switch. Claude and Gemini are free to try. Brand loyalty in the AI space makes no sense. Second, understand the game being played. When Altman says they're focusing on intelligence, he means optimizing for tests that impress venture capitalists, not tasks you actually need done. Third, this is a preview of what's coming. As AI models get more complex, companies will face impossible choices about what to prioritize. We're entering an era of AI specialization. You wouldn't use a hammer to tighten the screw. Soon, you won't use one AI for everything. You'll have specialized tools for specialized jobs. Fourth, demand transparency. OpenAI's silence during months of complaints was unacceptable. We need companies to be upfront about changes and the trade-offs they're making. Fifth, always verify. Never trust AI output blindly. Double-check facts, verify statistics. AI is a tool, not an oracle. Altman ended with a promise. Future versions will be better at everything. But here's what he didn't say. That future version isn't for you. GPT-5 will be reserved for enterprise customers paying over $200 per month. The free tiers? Your beta testers, lab rats providing feedback and usage data. You get a degraded experience while they chase benchmarks. The AI race isn't about making the best product for users anymore. It's about winning benchmark wars, securing funding, and positioning for the next breakthrough. You and I, we're just along for the ride. But here's the silver lining. Competition works. OpenAI's stumble is Anthropic's and Google's opportunity. When users flee, competitors take notice. Google Gemini is improving rapidly. Claude is winning converts daily. OpenAI's dominance is no longer guaranteed. So, the next time ChatGPT gives you a bloated, useless response, remember, it's not a bug. It's a feature of a company that chose benchmarks over you. The question is, what are you going to do about it?